Welcome to the Overland Sea podcast. Today we are talking about the Chelsea home game against Arsenal this weekend. Andrew, Arsenal have been doing pretty well recently, let's face it. They have been grinding out some results. They had a very, very good result against Man City at home before the international break. They beat them 1-0. They are joint top of the league with Spurs of all fucking clubs. Ugh. But Arsenal's previous games include a win against Forest 2-1, Palace 1-0, United 3-1, Everton 1-0, Brentford 1-0, Bournemouth 4-0, and City, as I mentioned, 1-0. They have not lost a game, but they have drawn to Fulham 2-2 and Spurs 2-2. What are your thoughts going into this game?
It's going to be a difficult game. Arsenal obviously had a very good season last season. I think it's going to be our biggest challenge so far this season. Obviously, Liverpool should have been a big game. I think we handled that one very well. But I don't think Liverpool were firing on all cylinders at the start of the season. So it's definitely going to be our toughest game to date so far. But it's almost not double-edged sword, but I think it almost works in our favour in a way. I think I'm more confident of us beating Arsenal at home, who are gonna try and attack us, will leave spaces in behind, versus a team that is going to come to the bridge and defend for their lives, sit 11 men behind the ball and counter attack like a Forest did. So it's one of those that is the flip of a coin. If we score first, I think we've got a really great chance of winning the game. If they score first, it's going to be a real uphill battle, and I think we're going to struggle to win. And coming off an international break, you just never know who's going to be firing and what's going to happen and whose confidence has gone up or down or whatever. 2 weeks away from the normal club football, some of the players will be playing in different positions or different formations or different strategies, and it disrupts form.
Just quickly, I do agree on the international break thing, because it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because both teams have had sets of players away on international duty. Players come back tired, or players come back with a strain, a knock, and maybe they don't gel as well because they've not been together for 2 weeks. Because the international side they play with plays a different style of football. You never know.
Especially when you're not settled. And I don't think we're in a position where we're settled. We're still improving. We're still our players are still getting to know each other. So I think for Arsenal, where they've had a strategy of slowly improving over the last 5 years. A lot of these players have played with each other for the last 3-4 years. And they have a few additions every year that improve their team. It's a lot easier to get back into the rhythm of things. Whereas with our team, where we've made 6-7 changes every transfer window for the last 3 transfer windows, it's more difficult because people have had less time to play with each other and are less in the rhythm. The muscle memory isn't there, basically.
No, I agree with that. I do agree with that. So with that being said, shall we go to starting 11s?
Yeah, unless you've got something to add about the game.
No, I agree with what you're saying in terms of teams who come to the bridge and sit back. That is not that's not Arsenal strategy. That's not Mikel Arteta's football. I don't really know what to make of it yet, like the game. I'm apprehensive. I'm a little bit nervous. just because, like you said, they're a team that's gelled really well. They've grinded out results. I mean, that City, that was pretty much last minute goal against City spoke volumes. You know, they've had some. I don't think they've had any like massive games from the teams that I've read out. Bar Spurs and City, like United aren't United. I mean, they're what 1 point above us, one place in the league above us. The other games you expect them to win. Okay, they drew against Fulham, but Fulham did a great job away at theirs. They've also had a few injuries, but nothing too major, I don't think. Maybe bar Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli.
I think they're missing Saka this. Well, Saka
I
obviously
was gonna
didn't.
say I don't know about Saka.
No,
That's
I'm
to say I
assuming he's
don't
still
know.
out, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
Does make a huge difference though if Saka's injured.
It does, but their defensive line is still looking pretty good. I think Declan Rice has been a great addition to the midfield. Declan Rice is a great player in my opinion. Gutted we didn't try and get him sooner. Yeah, it's I still put it this way. I wouldn't know what to put down for the score. There's a part of me that wants to say I think a draw is a great result. That's kind of where I'm at the moment. I think a draw is a great result. So yeah. I mean, don't be wrong.
Get on to
I
that
want to
section.
win.
Get on to that section.
I'm not saying that I don't want us to win. It's just I don't think we could be too disheartened considering the season that we've had so far. We've had a nice, run of results recently. 3, one of which was in the Carabao Cup, but if you ask me now, I don't think a draw is horrific against a side.
No, it's not horrific, but we need some positivity here, Matthew. We need.
Yeah,
can't be
I'm positive
predicting
that
these
a draw is
losses
not a bad result.
again.
Keep up with the program. Right, so starting 11s. I'll let you go first.
Shock.
Hey, I've written mine out. I could go first if you want.
Well, you go first. You go first. That'll make a change, wouldn't it?
All right.
Your fault.
First. Considering we've still got, it's been a tricky one. I won't lie. I had to write it out because I had to refresh myself on who's got knocks, who's injured, and who's not.
Yeah, I'm ignoring that if I'm honest.
Huh?
I'm marginally ignoring the knocks, and I'm assuming that they're just going to have to get through the game because we don't have enough players for them to.
Well, this is what I've worked out. This is why I'm slightly apprehensive and a little bit worried. So, Sanchez in goal.
Yep.
We're going to bring in Gusto back at right back because he's now able to play.
Nice. Yeah.
Not that I think Cucurella's done anything wrong, but he's not a right back. He's a little bit too standoffish for me, whereas Gusto, I think, is a bit more comfortable putting in a challenge. And I don't really want to give Arsenal's wide men time on the ball. Zazie and Silva at centre back and Colwill at left back.
Right.
No, left back.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've got Caicedo playing, obviously.
Yeah.
And Enzo. However, I have heard that there are doubts about them playing due to traveling arrangements and just the fact they've been in South America. What's the word I'm looking for? Jet lag, etc. I think that's all it is. I don't believe there's any bumps or knocks that anyone has to be worried about. Then Gallagher next to Enzo, doing what they did in the last couple of games, playing up high. Palmer on the right, although I believe he's also had a knock whilst away with the under 23s. So he still needs to be assessed. And then I've got Sterling on the left, despite Mudrik's incredible goal, his first goal actually for Ukraine, I believe, from what they said. I am going to go with Sterling. I think he deserves it. So I put Sterling on the left. And Jackson up top because Bro's injured again.
Yeah.
But I have a plan B. I have a plan B.
Right.
If some of those players can't play.
Right. What's the plan B?
Plan B is the defense and the goalkeeper stay exactly the same.
Right.
And then if Caicedo can't play, Big Les.
Yeah.
If Enzo can't play, Palmer will move into the middle, which will then mean that Sterling will go on the right and Mudryk will go on the left, with Jackson up top and Gallagher next to Palmer or just behind. But if Palmer can't play, then Sterling will be on the right and Mudryk will be on the left. I know what you're going to say. This
You're
is
not missing a
exactly
player
why you
there.
want the visuals, and I don't blame you.
Yeah. Are you not missing a player there if Cole Palmer can't play and
Well,
Enzo can't play?
I haven't looked at a player to come in if that situation happens.
Right.
I'm hoping that that's not.
One of them's fit. Right. Got you.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
hoping that one of them will be playing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I won't lie. I don't know who I could bring in. Matson, there you go, Matson. Done.
Matson's always your shout, isn't he? Like, if there's a
I
player
actually,
that's
I
missing, you're like
actually,
Matson's it.
I actually, yeah, Sanchez in
It is.
Matson. Yes, Matson.
Matson.
No, I actually do prefer Matson over Madueke.
Out wide, really.
Yeah.
I'm going for Roy Keane there. Really, really.
Oh,
Um,
Matthew, no, really. Oh, oh no.
other gigs. Yeah, I think I like Madueke. I'm a big
I know
fan.
you do. I know you do.
He had a pretty good performance in the under 21 English team. Scored 2 goals. I I think he's one that could do something. Don't think he's really been given a chance on the Poch. Partly due to injuries, partly due to disciplinary issues.
I
Um,
was going to say, I'm not being funny. He's not been fit, and the other part is all on him. So,
yeah, I do think there's something to it. I think he's got something.
I'm not.
Um,
I'm not saying he doesn't. He's not a good player, and he hasn't got ability. I've always been concerned about him in the final third. I think he's got some nice little tricks up his sleeve. He's got some good footwork. I'm not sure that his crossing or his decision making is quite up to par. And for that, I think Matson is a bit cooler, calmer, and can play a nice through ball and get a good cross in. And I'm not being funny, from a wide player, that's kind of what I want to see. So
so you want people to actually be good at football?
well, I think it's helpful.
Uh,
I think it's
um, I just want.
otherwise you and I could play up top. Do you know what I mean? If that's the case.
I could do a job.
Big Toriandra Flow there in the box.
Yeah, I'll dye my hair blonde if I need to. That's fine.
Do it.
I think
I'm not allowed to do it anymore. Ronnie won't let me.
I don't think work would let me either, to be honest. I I think your team's right. That's what I've gone with. It's basically the same team as outside. I was probably edging towards Cucurella or right back before you told me that before you said that Gusto was back, and I didn't appreciate that. I think that is currently our best team of fit players.
Semi
So,
fit players by sound of what the report.
well, yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's the only worrying thing for me.
That's the team that I think has a chance of winning. If we have to lose a couple of those players, I think we've got problems. With that being said, what's your score prediction, Matthew?
I've got 2-2 in my head.
You going for the old Desmond?
What's the old Desmond?
A Desmond 2-2.
Oh, Desmond 2-2. Nice, I like it. Yeah, I've got 2-2 in my head. Like I said, I'm hoping that I think the only way we'll get a win is Arsenal just are not at the races. after the international break, and like I said, I haven't heard that anybody else is out. If Saka's out, I get that, but they've got Martinelli, they've got Trossard. I don't think either one of them are bad players, to be fair.
Yeah, I think if we're winning, it's 1-0. I can't see us winning outside of 1-0. Maybe we'll get two, but I think you're exposing yourselves to get
Well,
two.
I think
If we get the first one, we've got a chance of
I
getting
was going
two.
to say, like you always say, I think if we get the first goal, we've got more opportunity to get more because Arsenal will go full guns blazing.
Mm.
But like we said before, we can leak a goal.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm more just concerned at the moment about like I said, the reports that I've heard today about players might not being able to play. And if they are able to play, how many minutes can they actually do?
Competitively as well.
Yeah.
Because like Caicedo and Enzo might be able to get through the game, but the last international break, the first game back, Enzo just looked an absolute shadow of himself. So, and Caicedo,
it's a long flight, mate. I was thinking about it today because I was like, when I went to Brazil back in, was it 2013? I was trying to think like, oh, how long was that flight? I think that was to Brazil, and that's Rio, so that's the East Coast. I think that was at least 11 hours.
Yeah.
And they were playing Peru, and I believe they were away. So it's not as if they were on the West Coast of Argentina.
Mm.
I think Peru's a little bit further north. I haven't checked the geography. But even still, you're looking at least 11 hours ish, give or take. To then come back, get your time zone sorted.
You haven't got a chance of being 100%. That's the reality of it.
It depends on when they flew back. Sometimes they fly back straight away. I mean, the game was yesterday.
Even still, okay, so the game was Wednesday.
Yeah. Say they leave straight away. They've landed today.
But it's probably midday to 4:00, let's say, in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Actually end up landing. You're not over it. You're not over the jet lag and the issues.
And when they've landed, they're like what, 5 hours, 6 hours behind. So when they land over here and it's lunchtime, it's actually breakfast for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mental.
You can't expect them to perform at their top level. And we've got effectively the majority of our midfield is in that position. I don't know if Gabriel plays for Brazil. I don't know. I don't think they've got too many players.
Saliba, I think, went on France duty. Ben White didn't go for
England. It's not a million miles away. It's
no, I know, but I'm hoping for Knox more than anything else. But yeah,
he somewhat used to flying all the way to South Africa is a different kettle of fish.
The only two that I think of from Arsenal that would have that problem is Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli.
Yeah.
They're the only two that come to mind. I think everybody else that you'd expect to be playing is European.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a few Africans, but I think Partey is injured at the minute, so probably wouldn't have played.
Yeah.
Tomiyasu, if he's fit, might have flown all the way to Asia and had to play a game. But I think Ben White starts anyway, and he'd have been back at wherever.
But did he even go to England camp?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't included. I think Ben White has to be gettable. The bloke's a centre back playing right back. Surely either Sterling or Mudryk, whoever's playing on that left side, has to be able to get him, has to be able to beat him and run past him. I don't watch a lot of him, but surely they've got the pace to take him on and go past him all in the box.
I hate to say it, but I actually think he does really well there. Like, he gets forward, gets goals, he gets assists. He did last season anyway. He had a great season last season. So I thought, oh, centre back playing right back, that's going to go brilliantly for them, because that's always worked for them before when they've had, was it Callum Chambers and stuff there. And who else? Who else did they have there? What's the other one? Oh, I can't remember. They've definitely played some centre backs there at right back before, and it hasn't worked out for them. But he seems to look like really comfortable there in that position at right back. Which I actually think, for once in a very, very long time, Arsenal's defensive line is looking really, really solid. I think the only issue they ever have is left back with injuries. But Ben White, to me, always looks really, really solid at right back. I agree. Somebody should be able to. And also, Saliba and Gabriel cover really well.
True, but I just feel like there has to be opportunities there with the pace that we have in comparison to Ben White and Zinchenko. There has to be opportunities down the wings. So maybe Nicholas Jackson doesn't get on the end of it because Saliba and Gabriel are positionally impeccable on the day, but there has to be a chance there of at least getting decent balls in the box and causing them problems.
Yeah, I actually think that if my prediction of 2-2 is right, I could see one of them being a penalty in this game.
Yeah. I can see someone lunging in because they haven't got the pace and going for it and not getting there.
Just the whole kind of the idea of, like we said before, the way that Cole Palmer plays, where players don't know who's picking him up.
You
know, and the way that Sterling played against Burnley. I don't want to put it on him, but I do think that, like, if Sterling plays, how he plays could really, really affect the game.
Well, I think we need runs and we need directness against their defence if we're going to have any chance. I think if you're playing Cole Palmer on the left or on our right side up against Zinchenko, that's not an incredible mismatch. But I think if you look at the other side and you look at a Sterling or a Mudryk against Ben White, you're going, there's a mismatch there in terms of pace. They've got a chance to go past him and get a ball in the box and sucker him into a challenge that he thinks he can win, but they're too quick for it. And Cole Palmer's probably one that finds the ball that puts Ben White in a difficult position where he's got to make that decision of, can I get there first? Can I not get there first?
Yeah.
But I think that is the slight drawback of playing Cole Palmer on the wing is you lose an element of directness, especially when we're playing a team like Arsenal that don't have an out-and-out left or right back that are quick and potentially you can get at them.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. The one thing that for me, every time I think about it, is I can't see us going through the middle with them, though. They're normally quite well composed and pretty solid through the middle. So I think unless they fall apart a little bit there and give Enzo and Gallagher a bit more, well, just free reign, really, I do think it's got to be sort of down the wings a bit more.
I think where we've had success is with the press that we've got. I think the most recent games, we've pressed effectively, we've covered the out balls, and kind of smothered their options. I think that's when we've created our chances. And I think against Arsenal, that's probably our best chance of creating chances is letting them almost be their own downfall. And I know they haven't got the players they had when they constantly tried to play this, and Guendouzi would lose the ball in his own box constantly. But I think with how well we've been pressing, that has to be what we're trying to do in this game, and not letting the ball get past Rice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Odegaard has had a start to this season like he did last season. He was on fire last season. But I do agree. We've just got to press the hell out of them in the midfield. Not
Because
give
I also don't know who they're playing as that third midfielder. Because Rice, excellent. Odegaard on his day, excellent. And not on his day, he's still an incredible level of Premier League player. Havertz can be got at and can be a bit blasé. So if they play Havertz, there's the element of risk there from them. I can't remember who their other options are, but
Jorginho.
I don't think they play as I think they play Jorginho further back, and Rice becomes the box to box, and maybe that will work better. But I think
they will play Kai. I think they will play Kai Havertz.
I think they probably will, and I think it's been one of those where either he scores or has an absolute shocker.
I was going to say something about him scoring. I'm not going to say it. Yeah. I can't say what I'm going to say, but
I don't want to hear. I don't want you jinxing things.
That's exactly why I shut up. Exactly why I shut up.
Don't want to know.
Yep. So actually, who's the other winger going to be then? Oh, it'll be Trossard or it'll be Trossard and Martinelli if Saka can't play, won't it?
Yeah. So I think whatever happens there's danger of them scoring in a big way. But I just believe that there must be a way to get at them. I can't believe the back four of White that includes White and Zinchenko as right and left back.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, is it has been proven that teams can get at them. You know, Spurs scored 2 goals against them. Fulham, of all teams, scored 2 goals against them. You know, United even managed to get a goal. Forest even managed to get a goal against them. Granted, Forest lost 2-1 and United lost 3-1 in the end. But clearly they are vulnerable.
I'm going 1-0. We're winning it. I'm going 1-0. It's happened. I'm going for it.
Who's going to score?
Sterling. Sterling's going to go. Who's your 2-all?
Just going to score in my 2. I'm going to go with Jackson. I'm going to go with Palmer.
Pen for Palmer.
I think a pen for Palmer, and I can see Jackson's being a scrappy tap-in.
I'll take it. And on that note,
I mean, don't be wrong. There's part of me after that conversation thinks it might not be 2-all. You know what I mean?
Well, we can all say every fucking score under the sun, and eventually we'll be right. But
all right, I'll go 2-1 us. I'm gonna go 2-1, and I'm gonna go Martinelli. It's gonna get their goal.
Right, okay. I thought we were going to change our scorers. How are you changing our scorers when you haven't changed how many goals you got? Fine. Right. Well,
that's stupid.
All that's left to do is see. We'll see what Poch plays. I think he'll play what you said, unless there's injuries. to like, follow, subscribe, notification bell, all that fun stuff. Find the Twitter. Hopefully the handle will be down in the comments. Hopefully the Instagram handle will be down in the comments. And we'll see you next time.
Definitely. Also, you have to keep me updated with the how the game goes because, like I said, I'll be in Edinburgh.
Oh, well, I fucking told you that you can watch the game afterwards.
I'm not
They're
sure.
all on the Chelsea website. They're all on the Chelsea website.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's gonna fly, mate. If I'm brutally honest, I have to watch it. I have to watch it. What the weekend when I come home.
It's just fucking pathetic commitment, isn't it?
Yeah, do you know what? I'll let you tell Ronnie that.
I will. I
Well,
don't know.
maybe not at the moment. She's on a business trip, so
A fucking bit. She's a teacher. What do you mean a business? She's a school trip.
do you know what? I didn't know how else to say it.
Yeah, I think business trip is punchy.
What's a work trip? She's away for work.
She's a fucking childminder.
I can't wait to show this. I'm I'm clipping that and I'm putting it on Instagram.
Ah,
It's great. when's the next family meal we're all meeting up at?
I'm not gonna fucking be there.
I'm gonna arrange one. Brilliant.
At this rate, it's Christmas, isn't it? Oh, it's Dad's birthday. Shit.
I can picture her face.
Right, my food's here, so I've got a dash. I think you've got everything you need.
Wicked. I'm gonna have to edit some of that stuff, I think. Oh,
Yes, you edit it out. After I did like, follow, subscribe, links are in the comments. That's it, done. I'm not signing off again, am I?
I'll do it. It's fine. I'll sign off.
Right, I'm leaving. You do what you want to do with it.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for more.